Do you feel like others invade your time and you feel like you haven't got enough time for yourself? Well, I want to talk about this in relation to mental health today in the Men's Mental Health podcast. So, welcome. If you're first time here, welcome. And if you're coming back, obviously, welcome back as well. Anyway, I want to talk about this because I've become very intentional with the usage of my time recently. Now, I'm a man who's got quite a lot going on. I've I'm a project management consultant in quite a senior position at the moment. I'm also a podcast consultant in a way. That's what I call it. So people ask me about podcasting, and I've got a bit of sales background, and I'm starting a bit now at the moment. I also like my social life and enjoying it. Now, what I've come to realize is sometimes I get dragged into giving away my time for free, or perhaps using my time where it's probably not most sensibly used. So, for example, I was giving away like podcast consultations, kind of just giving people some strategy for 30 minutes. And that was worthwhile testing out because I found out a lot about what people were needed in terms of starting podcasts. But I got to a point where I was like, this is taking a lot of energy for no money. So what I've started doing is, like, when people ask for calls now, I'm very intentional about it. I have things I need to do in the evening, like, or want to do as well, like going and doing my sport. I'm going to start be doing sales calls in a bit as well. And therefore, I get a lot of podcast guest requests coming towards me. Now, sometimes the guest might blow me away of who it is, and I'm like, please come on, love to have the conversation. But other times I get a lot of requests. So as a result, I started charging because people are wanting to use my platform, which I'm grateful for, that I get the attraction. But I'm also very mindful of my time. So therefore, I'm like, right, I've created this platform. You want to get visibility, that's fine. But I've got a lot of requests, so therefore I'm going to start charging. And do you know what? A lot of people go quiet when I start charging. And this is no like blame or anything like that, or attack or anything. People can do what they like. I totally understand about reaching out to be on different platforms as well. But for me, to protect myself, I'm really like putting a price on what I've built and people to come to it. So it's not like you charging for your time to like hang out with friends or stuff like that, but just become very intentional with the time you're using, because if you exhaust yourself, you don't have time to do what you want to do. And me giving myself time to go and football in the evening is so good for me because I love playing football. I love hanging out with the guys and all that kind of thing. But obviously I do have business. I do have career. So the activities I'm doing in those times, I'm very mindful that they've got to be needle movers to move forward. I used to like spend hours after work in the past, like this was like a decade ago or so, but like I would be like spending hours photocopying because I wanted to please people and look like I was doing the job, and that's just a waste of fucking time, right? But now if I make sure I'm doing stuff in work, it's like productive, and it's the things that's actually going to get me the promotions and things like that, and I've been very good at that. So yeah, just be mindful of your time and using it sensibly. I was doing in the past, like I was doing a sales role for someone, and like I just in the end realized I was using a lot of time. I was getting very drained. I wasn't really on board with what they're selling, so I left. Right, no hard feelings. We ended, had a good closing conversation. But like in sales, for example, you don't have to be in sales where we all should. I believe we all should be because it's the number one skill. And you're always selling yourself as a human being. But like I was, I forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, like you can use up a lot of time for something that doesn't resonate with you. And that's not good. Like sometimes in sales, you can be in the wrong boat. Like you could be in something that's exhausting you. But other times I've been in sales positions where it's just like flow and it's like easy. Like you get a load of cool people to talk to because they've sorted their ads out or they've got their business in the right way. So that's really important to bear in mind. Like make sure whatever opportunity you're going for in life, you're in the right boat. Like if you're if you're like dating someone and you feel like you're not getting the energy back, you need to walk away. That you're not getting the same response. I recently had this, like, as I've talked about a few times, I've really had to talk about it to emotionally work things off. Like I was, dating someone I really, really liked 2.5 months ago. And yeah, she suddenly changed. And we won't go into the wounding she had or anything like that. But like she suddenly something flipped. And as a result, like she was like, it'd be great to stay connected and all that. And I was like, no, I'm not staying connected. Like I don't need someone in my connections. And we ended it. It was a good conversation. Like didn't say it too harsh or anything, but I don't need someone in my connection who's going to like drain my time, who's just completely changed how they feel about me in the space of a week. Like I don't want that kind of person in my life, right? At all. Definitely not as a friend. So that's an example of when I've cared for me and therefore it's built a better relationship for me. So I just want you to think about how you can be more intentional with your time. And sometimes you've got to take these little gaps. Like maybe you're in that place, you're like, I'm such a people pleaser. And by the way, if you identify yourself as a people pleaser, you're going to act in that way. So take that out of your identity. But if you're like scared of hurting other people's feelings, just take it very, very gentle. Recently, like I've been starting some free coaching with guys because I'm experimenting something like breathwork with men's coaching. And I really want to get some feedback of the guys I'm working with. And like, I've been giving the guys a little bit of shit, if I'm honest, because a couple of them be like, I want to change the appointment. I need to change that. I'm like, is this not a priority for you? Like, I'm asking those honest questions because this is my time and this is important to me. And I'm doing this for free. So please don't treat it like it's just like a free session. And that's built a better relationship with myself. You don't have to be like a twat about it, but you just got to like express yourself and be very protective of your time and be intentional with your time. And I found that's really helpful for mental health. And like I say, just take it in small steps if it's a bit of a jump for you as well. Like, so in different areas of life, right? Like in your health, like make sure you're doing something you enjoy. Like if it's a sport, or exercise, if it's hard to enjoy it, just find something you can enjoy, right? Just experiment. Maybe it's dance, maybe it's like a gym class. In your relationships, make sure with your friends, like you're spending time with people who give you energy, don't drain you. If you're dating someone who's not like, who's come out of crap, like they didn't have time to text you back or, I haven't experienced that recently, actually, to be fair, but that would be something a couple of years ago I would have experienced. But like, if someone's like, they don't have the time to text you back, they're talking bullshit unless an emergency's happened. So you don't want to be around that kind of person. Or someone who's like, I'm not sure when I'm free next. Like, again, I've learned my hard lessons from that. Like, you don't want to be dating someone like that either. Someone who changes their emotions over the space of a week, be dating that kind of person, right? Because life's short. You wanna be spending time with people who matter, who really want, who give you that energy back. And also like if you want to share your heart to someone, I'm not talking about necessarily a romantic sense, but like you want to share your heart to a friend or someone who wants to hold space for you, make sure they can. Like I've had people offer and I'm like, I don't want to share with you because quite honestly, they're shit listeners and can't pay attention. So make sure you're intentional with who you share things with. And then like business, career, make sure you're doing things you enjoy, but it's not always going to do things you enjoy, but make sure you're doing things on the needle movers, which are really important. Like right now I'm making this video. It's important to me to get this message out. I'm being very intentional with my time. There's a couple of other things I had on my list today. I'm like, actually, I need to rest. I need to give myself space. I can do those another day. So yeah, I just wanted to share the message today in a kind of like roundabout sort of way of saying be very intentional and effective with your time and the people you invite into it. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, and have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you very, very soon.